I love you, and judging by those posts, they came from you. I'm not here because I want to be. I'm here because I have to be because I have no actual other place to live at all. And I don't want to lose anything. I don't have anything with you, but I don't want to lose what I haven't got yet because there's a chance I might get it, and it's making me a little bit antsy, and I'm very new to this. I haven't done this female thing in like 10 years, so you're going to have to forgive me. And I shouldn't have said the slumming thing, and I'm sorry about that. And we will rock you, and that's great, and that's awesome, and more power to you. Go, 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 go. Do what you got to do. Just don't expect that I will kowtow or admit to every wrong imaginary slight that you seem to spit out. This was concocted some weeks ago when Desiree was on here, and somebody made a suggestion, and then she was like, "Yes, we can do that," thinking that you needed to teach me a lesson, when in actuality the only thing I had said was, I don't want to have sexual relations with anybody from a homeless shelter. And you know what? I didn't say it badly, and I didn't say it in a derogatory way, but these two women in particular know me from Penticton, know me at a much earlier time, and also know that the headspace is different, that I don't do drugs, that I don't, drink. And that being said, that makes it so there's not a lot in common. I have talked to women that have stayed in homeless shelters. I have a good acquaintance, or maybe I can call her a friend, that stays in Penticton. Her name's Snow. She's a very nice lady. She's very pretty. But the thing is the fact that at one hand they're situated where they are at, they love where they're at. I wouldn't say love. I would say they're situated. They're comfortable. I am not comfortable in places like this. It's a very different sort of attitude. It's a different mindset. It's the fact that I don't have anything in common with anybody here, really. And it's a lot of street trauma that I don't want to rehash, go over, and refuck myself up. And it's a lot of bravado and shit and bullshit. And that's why earlier when I said that when I walk by somebody, I won't look them in the eye, because a lot of guys, including the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, the jungle alike, you look somebody directly in the face, that's a challenge to go. And I like avoiding that shit. It's a difference in attitude. It's a difference in personality. It's a difference in everything. And I'm not, how do I put this? I don't think anybody lesser than myself, but here's what I do know. I have different interests, and I need to find a woman that has those interests that coincide with my own. And it's really hard to do that. See, I have interests that are more mainstream and whatnot, and not so, but then I spend a lot of time on my phone playing, learning stuff and everything else. And that's to keep not only my acumen going, but it's also to help me deal with the fact that I have a lot of traumatic issues in my life, that as long as I keep my brain going and keep it stimulated, it helps promote healing. In turn, more synapses are firing and everything else. In turn, it helps heal brain cells, shit like that, and it makes my life a lot easier. Because as I get older, I need to watch certain issues that could or could not pop up, so I need to keep myself in a healthier state of mind. And people begrudgingly do admit that I am, or grudgingly or not so much, admit that I am smart and that I am intelligent, which I am. But my acumen is also very important to me, as is my independence. Therefore, I need to make sure that by definition, my brain is firing on all cylinders at all times, and that I am fully thinking about any sort of situation that I need to fix, I need to deal with, or just any situation that I can come up with a good solution or a good alternative solution, so I can have a backup plan and make sure that that situation gets handled amicably in the most politically correct, decent fashion that I can possibly come up with. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm new to all this woman stuff, and it's not easy for me to cope with certain things because I have a hard time with emotions and I don't process them nearly as well as I used to. And it's very hard for me to deal with them pretty much. And you know what? There's a lot of great people in homeless shelters, and I'm a big proponent of saying that, you know what? I've had friends, and not friends, well, yeah, friends. Yes, I would go so far as to say friends. And I would go so far as to say when I was first hit Compass House, I was the first time ever that all the tension left my back and neck, and I was a decent fucking kind dude, and I felt great, and I felt whole, and I felt like I was at home for the first time in years. And a lot of times when you make videos or say certain things, you get really upset, and you get to the point where you lash out at everybody, and I was angry. And those lovely ladies from Compass House know that I was pissed off, and they also know that I was about ready to collapse, and I was so filled with fucking negative bullshit that they did what they needed to do to get me back up on my feet again. And there's some iffy shit there that I don't much appreciate, and I could or could not be wrong or right about that. And I'm not saying I'm infallible. I'm saying that it is what it is, and I get that. And I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And the brutally honest little bit about my work about me while I was there was, hey, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I've told her 1,000 times, if she don't want to be here, then don't be. But I am not everybody's cup of tea. I am not everybody's cup of lemonade. I am not, no, new. And that's kind of the way she goes. But I think there was some other shit there, like the thing with the bylaw officer, the thing with me getting the shit beat out of me when I got out of there, record heat. However, I am a big enough man to admit when I do get my teeth kicked in, and I did at that. But like I said, the facts are these. I don't wish them any ill will. Not Selena, not Kathy, not Desiree, not any of them. And I don't. And I got pissed off, and I was mad, and I was hurt, and I was angry, and I was carting around a whole fucking bucket load of pissed off and resentment and all that other shit. And I still, yeah. And I am still angry, bet your ass. But everything's kind of been put in perspective for me now, and I realize who's probably to blame where that is concerned. Who is to blame where that is concerned, and so far as everything else is feasible or not, I'm not mad with Kathy, I'm not mad with Selena, and I'm not mad with Desiree, and nor would I be mad or say anything bad about them if they decided to go off and do their own thing. Way she goes, I will go work, I will go do what I must, I will move forward, and that will be the end of that. Am I in love with Selena? Fuck yes. As I was so aptly put when I was in Penticton, I've got high hopes. I've got high hopes. So I guess the moral of the story is I want her to stay here, but I want her to stay here for her. Not because she's worried that I might get her in trouble, or not because she's concerned that something might go awry and I might do something that, you know, I can't take back or might affect her in an adverse way or whatever. I want her to be here because she wants to be, and not because she has to be, or she feels somewhat compelled because she thinks that I might screw her over in some way. I would never do that, ever. Not in this headspace, anyway. And I think the one thing that we can all agree upon is the headspace that I was in before was not a good one. For crying out loud, ladies, I fucking ripped the emergency door off the hinges. But I respect those three in particular way too much, and I do. And when I was there before, they made me feel like I was part of the whole, you know, setup kind of thing. Helped me get back up on my feet, only to be knocked back down again when I went back to Nanaimo. But it didn't change the fact that they got me back up on my feet again. And that's what you do when you go home. You get back up on your feet, you get, you know, mommy and daddy to kiss your ass, and slap some talcum powder on that stinky sumbitch and get yourself back together and go to work. Forgive my hillbilly moment, by the way, it'll pass. So I guess what I'm trying to say is simply this. I went out and I got what I needed and wanted to get done, and quite possibly they could have made it so that I didn't want to be there anymore, so that I could go and find a better life elsewhere, because I wasn't a good fit for various and sundry reasons. I want her here because she wants to be here, not because of any other reason than just that. And I know that at certain points in time it comes with PTSD, it comes with a different way we all process information, but I know that at certain times my information processing, whatever, could have been fucked up, and I could have gotten something very wrong. And I'm a big enough man to admit that. Do I think I've been wrong about all this shit? Not a chance. Do I think I've been wrong about some of it, particularly with some of these lovely angels of mercy? Indeed, and definitely. More than distinctly possible. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, without a second's hesitation or a moment to spare, is that I dig her, I dig you, Selena, and I want to spend time with you. And that's only if you want to spend time with me. If you don't want to spend time with me, and like I said the other night, if you want, if you've got somewhere else to go, if you want someone else to make you happy, then by all means, I can go my way and you can go yours. And the fact that you want to stay here and be here, and apparently, according to the post on YouTube, and we all know how reliable those are, you actually want to date me, which is a good thing. However, just saying, I would never purposely burn any of you ladies. I would never burn anybody there, plainly. I just have been very upset, and you know that just as well as anybody else does, and you also know why I've been upset. And to a certain point, I've had a very legitimate gripe, and a legitimate reason to have that gripe. And as much as I've been feeling sorry for myself and feeling down and out and everything else, I am finally ready to kick the door in and get back to work and get back to life. And as Dallas said when I was there, you're hiding. And then Carrie asked if I was a cop, so 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other, I guess. But she said, you're hiding. And I've been hiding for the past 10 years, I think. I've been hiding because I was hurting. And someone even looked at me at one point and said, Jesus, he's got a broken heart. The Tin Man really has a heart. Nothing ever so serious, I'm afraid, but yes, I had a heart. Yes, I have a heart, and yes, it can be broken, and yes, it can be smashed to ever-loving fucking bits. And I heard what somebody said today when they said, "Oh, I like her," and I dig it. And I also dig the fact that you were like, well, where did he learn all this stuff? And I learned all this stuff essentially from that relationship with her, and she also gave me a lot of really groovy ideas about how to actually secure a wife in my life and get some sort of normalcy and stability. I've just been unable to implement any of them because I've been a little lost for the past 10 years. And as somebody so aptly put, I've been hiding because I've been hurting and I've been in pain. But now, thanks to modern science and a little trip to the laboratory and the mechanic and everything else, I'm ready to roll. So hoo-yah, hallelujah, and let's go. And like I said, darling, I want you in my life, not because you feel as if you are required, but because you want to be there. And if you choose to be here with me now or at any other point in time, I will guarantee one particular major thing, that you will never ever be sorry a day in your life. Not a fucking day, not an hour. You said earlier you were drawn to me and you're falling for me. And I feel like I would like you to continue, because if you do that, I guarantee I'll catch you. And you'll never hurt yourself, and no one will ever hurt you in my presence, not ever again. I swear to you on that. But you gotta want to be here, you gotta need to be here. And I feel like, well, not necessarily a need, but maybe a want. How about that? We'll start there. But I want you to be in my life, and I want to be able to wipe your tears when you cry, and I want to be able to be there for you when you had a bad day, and I really do have feelings for you, and I know all this sounds like a corny fucking romantic movie, but I want you to want to be here. So that being said, I'm not looking for any quick commitment. I'm just looking for not really anything, just sort of a stick with me and I will make a fool out of you. How about that?